So let's talk weddings. Hey guys, I want to take you on a journey with me as I share with you my experience on my first wedding for the year 2021, which happened to take place on one of my favorite islands, Exuma Bahamas. Now, Exuma is known for its beautiful beaches, the world famous swimming pigs, and numerous of other attractions. For me, I usually have to take 2 flights to get into Exuma, which adds up to about an hour flight time, which is really not that bad. One of the main questions that I always ask my clients when they are contacting me in regards to a wedding, especially a destination wedding, I always want to know if they are working with a wedding planner. Now, some brides may say, oh no, I don't need a wedding planner because my sister had experience or my mom has experience. I always highly recommend that you do work with an actual wedding planner, especially if you're planning a destination wedding in the Bahamas. There's a lot of red tape that you may not personally be aware of, but if you work with someone that has the experience, like Marva of Chic Bahamas Weddings, you will definitely have a flawless process. It's always important for me to meet with bride and grooms before their wedding day. This is the time that I have the opportunity to kind of really be clear on their expectations for the day. And it's also an opportunity for us to just begin to have that dialogue so that I know some of the things to look out for, so that they also know what are some of the things that I expect personally from them as a couple. And more importantly, it's really just to have that conversation because things can get really crazy on the wedding day. So immediately once I got into Exuma, I had about 15 minutes to make my way. I won't say speed, I'll say make my way to Grand Isle, which is luckily only about, I think it's no more than 15 minutes away from the airport. We had already scheduled a meeting with the couple and their families just so that we can both become acquainted with each other. So Kevin and Ashley, they are a beautiful young couple and they're actually high school sweethearts. So I was immediately drawn to their stories and you could see the connection and the love that not just they both shared with each other, but also the love that their families had for both of them. And for me, that is essential to a very successful and smooth wedding day. So one of the main things that I always love doing is attending a rehearsal, just so that we have an exact idea of how the light is going to hit, where the shadows are going to be, what are the adjustments that we need to make. We went to this beautiful golf course that was overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, and it literally had one of the most breathtaking views that you can ever imagine. The weather conditions that we had the day before the wedding was completely different from that on the wedding day. Now, it was still absolutely stunning, it was still perfect, but instead of the more harsh sunlight that we experienced the day before, we were met with much more cloudy, diffused skies on the wedding day. But again, it did not really impact the overall day as much, it just was slightly different from what we had originally anticipated. One of the main things that I've noticed with I want to say 90% of my couples is that they are much like myself. They are looking for the more candid moments. And personally, yes, I can do the portrait, I can do the posy pose photos, but it's honestly not really my style. I don't enjoy it as much as really capturing those candid moments. And one of the things that Kevin and Ashley actually did specify to me, like many other couples, they always say that they are awkward. But when couples say things like that to me, that means absolutely nothing because I've heard that 100 times before. And usually couples that have that approach are normally some of the most easygoing and best couples to work with. And indeed, Ashley and Kevin, they were no exception. I did see this viral video going around on Instagram where this photographer decided to do something different with their couple. The photographer actually allowed the bride and groom to take individual portraits of each other during their portrait session. And when I saw that, I immediately said, this is definitely something that I want to try. So Kevin and Ashley, they were the first couple that I've ever done this with. So I was careful to make all the right settings on the camera and I handed the camera over to Kevin and here are some of his results. Now, of course, Kevin literally said to me, which I'm sure he truly believes, is that these are going to be some of the best portraits of the day. So for me, just knowing that fact and remembering that moment and that feeling and that experience that they would have had being photographed by your new husband, I knew that this was definitely images that I wanted to include in their album specifically so that they can remember what that moment felt like. One of the main added bonuses to having your wedding here in the Bahamas is that you are able to experience a piece of our culture, and that's Junkanoo. I absolutely love weddings that incorporate the island flair of Junkanoo music to their festivities because it not only makes for the perfect opportunities to really capture those candid, fun moments where brides and their families are thoroughly enjoying our music, our culture, and the beautiful colors that exist within Junkanoo, but it also really just gives me a sense of pride in being able to really preserve that unique aspect of our Bahamian culture. Thanks again so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope that you found it enjoyable. And to Kevin and Ashley and their beautiful family, thank you guys once again so much for allowing me to capture your special forever. If you like this video and would love to see more content like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow me at Alfred Anderson Weddings on Instagram for more wedding content.
It is, 'cause you talk love, but you never act on it.